Hi there! In this video I'm going to show you how to join the head and make round 5 for the large beaded pocket dragon. For round 5 we will be adding the head, and then we'll make the front of the wing, the left wing, the tail, the right wing, and then the right front of the wing. So along the fronts I will be using these dark pink, and then along the wings I will be using the 2 lighter pinks, and then for the tail I will continue my pattern here. So first we are going to add our head. The general idea is that we will be inserting our hook through the body and then through stitch pairs on the head to join them together. So I generally use stitch 4 and 5, and then 3 and 6, 2 and 7, and then 1 and 8. If you need to use different stitches so that your head is relatively flat and balanced and not lopsided, go ahead and do that. If you would prefer to just sew your head on, you can just leave your head off and then slip stitch in those next stitches and then sew it when you're done. So to begin joining the head, we're going to insert our hook on the next stitch of the body, and then we are going to join the right side of the dragon's head. I'm going to insert my hook in that stitch and exit on the next stitch, and then I'll slip stitch over the edge of the head and pull it through the body. Next we'll insert on the next stitch of the body and then the next stitch pair on the head. So I got the top of the head there, and then there's the bottom of the head. It's hard to show on camera. I'm going to pull it through the head and pull it through the body. I do keep these fairly tight so that it's nice and secure. Now the next stitch on the head, on the body, and then the next stitch pair on the head. I promise this is easier off camera. And pull our loop through all of the stitches, and then one more on the body, and then the last pair on the head. And pull it through. And then we'll slip stitch in the next stitch on the body, just over the edge of the head there. So you can see the head has been added, and underneath where the finger loop is still usable. So let's continue on to make the border for the wings and the tail. So in this round we're going to be working into each of the chain spaces and into each of the stitches individually. When you get to the tail, you can add a bracelet. I just use these standard hair ties. This one I found was for fine hair, so it's a little bit thinner. I do like that. So in the first 5 stitches, we are going to make 1 single crochet. We're going to start in that chain space there. Make 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So now we are going to add our first bead. We're going to chain 2. Place the bead on our hook, and I'm starting with these dark beads for the front of the wings, and this is just going to be like the ear. We're going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook in the back bar, and then pull it through the bead and all the loops. So that's our first bead. Next, we are going to make 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now we are going to make a beaded single crochet. So we add another bead to our hook and we'll make a single crochet in that chain space. Let's pull up a loop and then yarn over and pull through everything on the hook. So that's a beaded single crochet. Next, we are going to make 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. Now we'll make another beaded single crochet. Now in this chain space, we are going to make 1 single crochet and a half double crochet. So that's the first front of the wing. Next we'll make the wing tip. You're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And I'm still using that dark color. Next we will slip stitch in the second chain from the hook in the back bar, and then we'll make a single crochet in the next back bar. And now a single crochet in the next back bar. And now we'll make the wing. We're going to start in the next available stitch on the body, and we are going to make 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to make another wing point like we did here with our slip stitch. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Now I'm going to use my medium pink and I'm going to slip stitch in the back bar of the second chain from the hook and pull that through. Now we'll do that again, 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll make another wing point, chain 2. I'm going to use my lightest pink this time, and then back bar slip stitch in that second chain from the hook. Next, I'll make 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the next stitch, we'll make 1 half double crochet. Now we'll make the tail. Here is where you can add your bracelet. You'll just simply hold it behind the next stitch. We're going to be working into that beaded double crochet and just work over that hair tie at the same time. So we need 2 double crochets. I'm going to do 1 on the hair tie and 1 off of the hair tie. And that's the base of our tail. Next, we are going to loosely chain 15, or you can go up a hook, but this will allow us to add the beads to the tail. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So it says to mark the back bar of that last chain. And now we're going to make our tri-point. We will chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, add a bead. And now we're going to slip stitch in the back bar of the 4th chain from the hook. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's our first point. Now we're going to do that again, chain 4. So there's 1. If you notice, that's technically the back bar of that first chain. 2, 3, 4. Add another bead. And now we'll slip stitch in that 4th chain, which is that back bar that goes over that last bead. And that's point number 2. We'll do that again, chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll add our last tri-point bead and slip stitch in the 4th chain from the hook in that back bar. And those are our 3 points. Next, we are going to slip stitch in our marked back bar. And that is our tri-point. You can kind of give them pinches if you want to make them a little pointier. Now we're ready to work down the length of our tail. We're going to make one more slip stitch in the next back bar. Now we're going to add a bead in the next. So we'll put the bead on our hook and then slip stitch in the next stitch. Now we'll make one slip stitch in the next 2 back bars. Add another bead and slip stitch in the next, and slip stitch in the next 2, then we'll add another bead and slip stitch in the next. Now slip stitch in the next 2. Add another bead. And slip stitch in the next 2 back bars. And then we will add our last tail bead, slip stitch in the next, and we'll make 2 more double crochets in that same beaded double crochet on the body. 1, and then if you have your bracelet, you'll work over that again, and 2. So that is our tail. You can see how the bracelet is added there. Next, we will make 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. I'm going to try to keep this from making too much racket. We'll make 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we'll make our first wing point like we did on this side. I'm going to match the colors. So chain 2, add a bead, and then back bar slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. Now we'll make 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll chain 2. 1, 2. Add our bead, and back bar slip stitch in that second chain from the hook. And now we'll make 1 single crochet in the next 4 stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we'll make our wingtip. We're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Add a bead. And then just like the other side, we are going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook and then single crochet in that next back bar. So first slip stitch and then single crochet. Now we'll work into that chain space. We'll make a half double crochet and a single crochet. In the next stitch, we need to make a beaded single crochet. So add our bead and make a single crochet. And we'll single crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1, 2. And we'll add another beaded single crochet. Now we'll make 1 single crochet in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Now we'll make another wing point, chain 2, add our bead, and then back bar slip stitch in that second chain from the hook. And now make 1 single crochet in the last 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can kind of give it a little tug to straighten things out. And then cut that end long enough to make an invisible finish. So we'll pull it through. And we'll skip the next stitch, go under the following stitch, and then insert the needle back where the yarn is pulled through. I go through that stitch and then pick up the stitch we skipped. And that's our invisible finish. So that is joining the head and round 5 of the body. Next, you will hide all of your ends inside the head if you can, and then steam block your dragon and be ready to play. I hope you found this helpful.